Anime live action is a bad idea. Just look at the age-old example of Avatar. You know why this is bad. I know why this is bad. There's no reason to bring this to life. You're only going to end up killing it. Most of the time, anime works because it's animated. You have more freedom with the drawing than you do with actors and CGI. And the more faithful you want the adaptation to be, the more expensive it becomes. And let's be real, most movie producers don't want to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to make faithful adaptations. But after a startling discovery through YouTube comments and a little bit of research, we may have the best anime adaptation of all time, and it's sitting right in front of us. Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, brother!
Nah, I'm just joking. It's Speed Racer. While others have already discussed this film's importance in cinema history, I encountered something different. When I made my video, A History of Racing Movies, a large portion of you guys left strange comments. Speed Racer was not only your favorite racing movie, but your favorite anime adaptation. Excuse me? Favorite racing movie? Anime adaptation?
Second floor basement. Psycho Mantis.
Forgive my confusion, but when Speed Racer came out in 2008, I was 6 years old. And yes, I did see this movie in theaters all those years ago. I had zero context for this movie, other than the trailer and a Racer X McDonald's Happy Meal toy. Child me took one look at the Mach 6 and was hooked. Speed Racer was an anime before it became a movie, and before that, it was both a manga in Japan and a comic line in the United States. But we're not here for the history of Speed Racer, but rather the simple fact that this is an anime adaptation. And perhaps the greatest adaptation of all time. And when I watched Speed Racer under that lens, this movie made so much more sense. The strange camera philosophy, the characters, and even the story.
He's going over that cliff!
We're going to put Speed Racer to the test to see if it really is the best anime adaptation of all time. And we're going to do that based on 3 tests: the relationship to the original story, faithful designs, and watchability. Spoilers from here on out. If you've seen Speed Racer 2008, then you've encountered the original story presented in the anime. And if you haven't seen it, why are you here? Go watch Speed Racer. Speed is a kid who has always been obsessed with racing. As a child, he admired his big brother Rex, who is known as a talented but aggressive driver. After a falling out with his father, Rex drives on his own, eventually resulting in him faking his death. After growing up, Speed takes Rex's place as the family's main driver, accompanied by his father, mother, little brother Spritle, Chim Chim, Sparky, and his girlfriend Trixie. Enter Racer X, Speed's presumed dead brother.
Are you my brother? Are you my brother, Rex Racer?
Racer X drives with the overall goal of taking down corrupt companies while keeping his family safe. And that's the basics of the anime. If this sounds familiar, it should. This is the exact plot we see in the 2008 live action.
Get out.
Rex's death, Speed as a driver, and the entire family working as a team. The only real differences we see in the 2008 plot is the creation of the WRL, the World Racing League, and the main antagonist Arnold Royalton. In the anime, the main villain varies from episode to episode, one of these being Snake Oiler, who appears as a thug in the adaptation.
Bye-bye, little turd.
As for the WRL, it's the heart of corruption. Companies invest in certain drivers to win each race so that their products and stocks rise. This is the exact reason Racer X fights. His goal is to tear down the corruption, one race at a time.
What's he doing here?
Racer X works closely with our WIL Corporate Crimes Division, helping us recruit drivers like you, Speed.
Everything else is essentially the same story. Now, where these liberties could have hurt the movie, it actually ends up pulling the plot together. Not only does Speed Racer cram the entire plot of the original show together, but it also pulls off a solid ending. When Speed Racer wins the WRL Grand Prix, we see Royalton being exposed as a cheater, fulfilling Racer X's questline. We also learn that by winning, Speed has restored his family's name. Sparky gets his milk, and Speed gets his kiss.
Warning.
So, test 1. Does it relate to the original story? So far, yes. But there's something else to mention here. Mortal Kombat. Speed is not only a racer in the original anime, but he's straight up a crime fighter, often leaping out of his car to trade blows with villains. But I'm sure they didn't put that in the movie.
You're that ninja.
Anime in general has a lot of fight scenes. Naruto, One Piece, JJK, name literally anything. Even romance animes have punches thrown here and there. So when I say that this is the absolute peak of anime live action combat, I mean it. Speed Racer passes test 1 with flying colors. It even improves upon the original story. In fact, if you want to make an anime adaptation, I would highly recommend following this movie's example. Test number 2. Designing an anime for the modern screen can be both a freeing and dangerous decision. On the one hand, you can improve upon the original idea, as long as you don't scare away your original fan base. Just compare this to Transformers 2007.
My name is Optimus Prime.
I love Bayformer's Optimus Prime, but after seeing what he should look like in Transformers Bumblebee, I'm just left confused. The stylistic choice to make Emil Hirsch Speed was a wise one. Speed needed to be a confident driver who isn't afraid to fight back, while at the same time being a son to a tight-knit family. He needed to be kind and rough, all at the same time. Mr. Babyface wasn't gonna make it in the modern world. Every actor in this film is a good choice. John Goodman, Roger Allam, Matthew Fox, Christina Ricci. Bad casting can ruin a movie before it gets started. And despite the goofy theme of this movie, everyone puts on a good show.
Hey, what are you two doing?
Nothing.
Was that the same nothing that broke my last couch?
That was a totally different nothing.
Richard Roundtree gets so into the final race as his character Ben Burns. His performance convinces you that he's actually a retired racer enjoying the skills of a new champion.
I told you, Speed Racer seems unstoppable.
Let's talk about world design. The world of the anime uses bold colors and strange backgrounds. It tries very hard to look like it's in the 60s.
We've been waiting patiently for you to come along so that we can get that precious pineapple out of your car.
However, the movie does its best to place Speed Racer in the future where it belongs, a hyper-modern Earth that still embraces that 60s design. If the anime was trying to do this, then it was completely outdone by the movie. The racetracks alone show the audience that this world is futuristic. This movie takes a lot of creative liberties, which could be dangerous, but it does so in a way that ties everything together. Yes, there are weird backgrounds and strange animations, but that's the point. It's a living comic book. Live-action design choices are the spot where many adaptations fail. Dragon Ball Evolution, Attack on Titan. If you're gonna create a live-action movie, you have to commit to the design. At least this is something we can praise Michael Bay for. Yes, he changed how the Transformers looked, but at least he did so confidently. I still love Blackout's design. In short, good design equals a good adaptation. Another cool thing is the attention to vehicle classifications. In case you don't know, race cars are built in classes for different roads, speeds, and types of racing. Rally cars are made for dirt and country roads, Formula 1 is built for maximum speed and precise turning, and NASCAR is built for asphalt. The same idea exists in Speed Racer. Speed uses the Mach 6 for track racing, but in the rally racing, Speed uses the Mach 5, which is more suited for brawling. And if you look really close, even the side characters have cars that change class types. So, does Speed Racer pass test number 2? Absolutely, 10 out of 10 points. There are few films that come close to this movie's design in general, not to mention as adaptations. Now, the final test. Watchability. Is it easy to watch your movie? When it comes to Transformers, it can be hard sometimes. And when it comes to Dragon Ball Super, you might as well just watch literally anything else. But in terms of Speed Racer, this movie is super easy to enjoy. With its fun cinematography, realistic yet dramatic characters, and the emotional story between family members, this is an extremely good film. Not to mention one that highlights the importance of family dynamics.
There's always room for family.
Not that kind of criminal family. Real family values, loving each other through hard choices, resolving a decade-old conflict by forgiving each other, moving past the grief of losing a son.
But what I realized at Cortega is I didn't lose Rex when he crashed. I lost him here. I let him think this stupid motor company meant more to me than he did.
Even Rex has a scene at the end when he internally regrets lying to his family.
If I did, it's a mistake I have to live with.
If you've seen Speed Racer and your friends haven't, have a movie night. Watch this with your crew because it is such a good experience. It's kind of like a group Madagascar night. So, after a little research and using a new lens on the series, I have to agree with you guys. This really is the best anime adaptation around, from story to design to execution. A little bonus round, some of you mentioned the heart that was put into this movie, little details about racing, brief lines of dialogue that, though are fictitious, are placed there for race fans.
Pops, that's a Bernoulli Converginator.
Transponder, schmonder. You want real kick, you go Bernoulli.
I don't need to say anything more. You love this movie, I love this movie, Baba Booey. Except for one thing. While this is the best anime adaptation, there's one movie that trails closely behind. But we're going to talk about that next time. Thank you for watching. My name is Remington, and God bless.